Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live jaw release session that we're going to have with Amanda. So I'm going to invite her on. She'll be on here in a moment. Amanda and I have known each other for a few years. My 6-month program. Yeah, Amanda's here. She joined. So how do I not see you yet? Do I see you? There she is. She's coming on. So I'm so excited to have Amanda here. Great.
Hello.
I
Am I
have you.
sideways?
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Great, great, awesome. Hi. I was just giving like a little introduction. We've known each other for a number of years. We met right after we both had completed a yoga training at the same studio, and I was doing my somatic training, and you were really curious about it, and we had coffee or whatever, and we talked, and then we did some sessions together, and you became one of my somatic students early on. And now you're in the Radiance program with me, and this is the end of your 3rd month.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to do this work with you today because I don't think we've actually gotten to jaw work in the group program yet. Is that true?
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
yet.
because there's so many parts of our bodies, right? And this method works for all different parts, and we just hadn't gotten to this part yet. So we're going to get intimately in that today. So why don't you just introduce yourself to everyone? Tell them, what you do for a living, what you're about, what's going on in your life right now.
Oh man. So I'm Amanda, like Amy said. My day job is I'm an operations manager for a financial technology company. My hobby job that I love doing is I also teach yoga. And I've been doing that since I finished my teacher training at the studio where we met. Um, I don't know, my life is all about doing as much as I possibly can that I think is fun. I'm always outdoors. I have 2 little dogs that you might see throughout this. Just always hiking and, getting as much outside time as I possibly can.
Yes, you
Kind
are,
of it.
are a very physical person. Like you really like to challenge your body, and were a gymnast when you were younger and things like
Mhm.
this. And so the somatic work has been really transformational for you because it's about coming back to ease and balance after all of the different kinds of training that you've done. Would you tell everybody just a little bit, like maybe what your big takeaways are from being in the program so far?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I have done really physical stuff my whole life. I think I started doing gymnastics at like, I don't even know, like 3 or 4 or something crazy like that. But I've always been someone who it's like the no pain, no gain, push yourself, all, like do it the best you can, be the best at it, like, sore is good, all that sort of stuff. um, which has gotten me far, but it has also caused me to push past injuries, not listen to my body, probably do things that weren't the best for me in the pursuit of lifting the heaviest weight or walking the highest hill I could find or whatever it might be. So the program has really helped me learn, God, so many things, but one, just like what part of my body I'm using to do things has been one of the biggest takeaways. If anyone that's on here that's watching does like weightlifting or anything like that, it's really easy to just get good at moving heavy things, and you don't really think about like what part of my body is working, what's really doing stuff. We just think about like the big movements that we're doing. And it's also taught me how to slow down a little bit and really listen to myself and know when it's okay to rest a little bit, to be able to prep myself to do a little bit more too. So it's just really helped me learn how to utilize my body in a more effective way and also take care of it at the same time.
Yeah. Beautiful. And um, today we're going to do jaw work, right? We're going to release tight muscles in your neck and jaw here, and then also release your tongue and kind of more internal muscles in your jaw and face. Do you ever have any issues with your jaw? I know we've worked a lot extensively on issues with your neck, and yesterday actually we were working with some stuff that had to do with your eye, which was really fascinating. But how are you feeling today in your mouth and jaw? Do you usually carry any tension there?
Yeah, so I actually carry a lot of tension. Because of the tension I carry in my neck, it does tend to radiate. And I'm a teeth clencher and, all that sort of stuff. So on the right side, I do carry a lot of tension in my jaw. I will like bite down a lot. And I'm someone who like will like bite on my lip while I'm thinking. So like I very much engage the right side of my jaw often in like stressful situations.
Yes, yes. Yeah, so we had identified, I think, before how different the right side of your body is from the left. And so today we'll want to honor those differences too as we move along. Do you ever have any clicking in your jaw or like feel like your jaw is misaligned? Does that ever show up?
Yes. Yes, 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 often. So I don't get it so much when I open my mouth, the clicking, but I will get it when I move my jaw from side to side. And sometimes I will get it too with my neck. Like if I move my neck a certain way, I'll feel like a pulling or something on my jaw. So yeah.
Okay. Yes. So you're an experienced somatics practitioner at this point because we've been working together for such a long time. So for anyone who's going to follow along with the movements for Amanda today, I'm going to tell this to all of you, and I'm also just going to remind Amanda of kind of how this technology that you're about to experience works. So you want to move gently, slowly, and if you run into any discomfort, pain, or sometimes this like kind of sticky feeling, right? And that could also be like, say, a clicking in your jaw, these rough spaces when we're doing these movements. You want to do it smaller and more gently in those areas where there's tightness and tension, right? Those are the main principles. Move with as much ease as possible. And when you come across a tight area, instead of trying to force it, you actually back off a little bit and be more gentle, right? The
Mhm.
other thing here is that as we're moving through these movements, each time it's going to get a little bit easier to do it because you're going to actually be building more active neural connections to those different parts of your face, right? So the first time we do something, it might feel really awkward. It might feel really hard. And then with repetition, we're going to do everything about 3 times. You'll notice that it gets a little easier because you're making that neural pathway and then you're strengthening it with the repetitions, okay? If you decide to save this video, which I hope you do, and then practice this on your own, when you're starting to feel like you're getting stressed out and it's showing up in your jaw, or maybe you're someone who's had TMJ and these issues before, this would be a great video to save to just do, regularly for a while to open things up, right? You want to make sure that you're not overdoing these movements. Just do like 3 reps and then move on, right? It's quality over quantity, okay? Um, the other thing I want to say here is that we're going to be moving in an unusual way. And like I said before, it may just be a little difficult in the beginning and it'll get easier as you go along. If you do happen to have any pain from doing the movement or while doing the movement, again, kind of going back to the first part, next time you try it, do it much, much more gently and with much less effort. Okay, so those are kind of the ground rules. It's like easy does it, use less effort when there's pain or discomfort, right? And I'll be guiding you through this kind of and reminding you of these principles as we go along. Good.
Sounds good.
So if you could maybe scoot a little closer in so people could see your face a little more since we'll be focusing on your mouth and jaw today. So we're going to do some just gentle movements in the beginning and you can follow along and then gather your information, which may or may not be similar to Amanda's, okay? And then apply, what I'm inviting you through to what's going on in your body, right? We're going to just do some preliminary movements here to find out what the direction of ease, that's what we call it in somatics, what's the direction of ease for your jaw, okay? So just close your eyes if you like for a moment and sense into your mouth. Notice how your tongue feels. Where is it resting? Is it resting at the roof of your mouth? Is it resting further forward or back? And then also sensing into your jaw, the right side and the left side. Notice the way that your teeth are touching or not touching with your mouth closed. And then just kind of take a picture of the overall sensations that you have in your mouth and your jaw. Good. And then once you've kind of taken a picture of what your mouth and your jaw feels like right now, you can open your eyes. I'm going to show you the first movement and then I'm going to direct you in it. Okay. So this first movement is just going to be sliding your jaw. And we did this in last week, earlier in the week, I showed this. You're just going to slide your jaw a little bit over. You're going to keep your teeth kind of lined up and together, and you're just going to slide your bottom part of your jaw, your mandible, off center a little bit, and then slowly bring it back to center. So go ahead and try that, Amanda. Go whatever direction feels most natural. Maybe sliding your jaw a little bit. There you go, to the left, and then back to center. And then you can try going the other way and just see how that feels as you slide your jaw to the right and then back to center. Good. Which one felt easier? Which direction was easier?
To the left was easier.
Okay. So that was your direction of ease. So we're going to go with what was easy first. And if you're watching at home and it was the right side that was easier for you, go ahead and do a couple more repetitions. I'll guide you all through that now. So Amanda, you will gently slide your lower jaw over to the left a little bit off center. Slowly, slowly, as slow as you can, bring it back to center. Find center and rest. And then try that again, gently sliding your jaw over to the left a little bit off center. And then slowly, slowly bring it back to center and relax. Good. And now we're going to try going the other way, and you're going to do it very, very gently just to see if maybe it's a little bit easier than it was the first time. So as you're ready, go ahead and go the other direction, whatever direction was less easy, and then slowly back to center. Good. How was it that time?
It was a little bit easier.
Nice. Yes, we'll do that again then. So as you're ready, slide your jaw over to the right a little bit, and then back to center and rest. Good. Now we're going to try bringing your jaw forward a little bit, okay? And then also back a little bit. So those are the directions we're going to figure out which one's easier. So resting in a neutral position, gently you're going to bring your jaw forward. So you're creating kind of an underbite, and then slowly guide your jaw back to where you started and relax. And now gently draw your jaw, your chin might move as well. Draw your jaw back like you're drawing your bottom teeth forward, and then slowly slide back to where you started and relax your face. Which direction was easier that time?
Going forward was easier than back.
Okay, so let's go with that. So if it was the opposite for you at home, just go with the easy direction first. So sliding maybe your jaw into that easy direction. For Amanda, it was forward. And then slowly, slowly bringing your jaw back and rest. Good. Try that again, gently sliding your bottom teeth forward, jutting your chin slightly forward. Notice the muscles on the side of your face maybe that you can feel you're using to do that. And then slowly guiding your jaw back and relax your face. Notice those muscles getting to relax a little bit. Good. Try that one more time in the easy direction. And then slowly, slowly coming back and relax. Good. Now we're going to try drawing back and just see how it feels to draw back after having gone the easy way a few times. Gently, as you're ready, you're going to go the other direction that wasn't as easy. For Amanda, it's drawing back, her chin back and in a little, and then slowly let things come forward. Was it a little bit better this time?
A little bit, yeah, but it was still noticeably more difficult than going forward.
Yes. And was it more difficult? Like, could you feel it on one side more than the other?
It felt pretty even, actually, which was surprising.
Yeah. So let's do it one more time. You're going to gently draw your chin back and your jaw back a little bit, and just notice the muscles that are being used to do that. And then as you bring your jaw back forward to that neutral position and let everything rest, your mouth gets to relax a bit. Good. Okay, just notice any effects of doing those little preliminary movements. We're going to do some opening and closing now, and I'm actually going to invite you to give yourself a little bit of feedback, a little bit of load with these movements. So the first one is you'll just bring your finger underneath your chin, okay? And what you're going to be doing is slowly, gently opening your mouth. Doesn't have to be wide, just could be a small open of your mouth. And you're going to give yourself just a little bit of pressure with your finger as you open. And then as you slowly close your mouth, you're going to follow your chin with that little bit of pressure that you created until your mouth is closed, and then you'll remove the pressure. Okay?
Okay.
So your fingers underneath your chin, you're going to very slowly open your mouth and give yourself just a little feedback. So you're kind of giving yourself a little resistance as you open your mouth. You should feel maybe muscles that are working to open your mouth, and then slowly, slowly close your mouth. And as you do, use your finger to guide your jaw back forward and then relax. Was that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Try that again. Your fingers underneath your chin, slowly, gently opening your mouth and giving yourself just a little bit of feedback, a little bit of resistance with your finger. It doesn't have to be much at all. You can feel those muscles that are working to open your mouth. Slowly, slowly, letting your mouth close, following that little bit of pressure until your mouth is closed, and then relax. Great. We're going to do one more repetition as you're ready. Gently begin to open your mouth and provide a little bit of feedback by your finger pressing up against your chin just slightly. And then super, super slow coming out, closing your mouth and guiding your mouth closed with your finger, and then rest. Good. Bring your hand down and just notice any effect on your jaw from those movements. We're going to go with closing now. So now you're going to open your mouth to begin with. Your finger is going to be right here in this cute little like chin dimple that all of us have right underneath our lip, right? So you're going to open your mouth, and then you're going to give a little bit of pressure as you close. Okay, so now slowly you're closing your mouth and you're resisting a little bit, and then slowly let your mouth open. Release the close and gently use your finger to help your mouth open. So you're using that little bit of pressure, that feedback again. Good. And rest. How did that feel?
I felt weird. Like not in a bad way. It was just so the opposite of what we just did. Like it just felt a little
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. So let's try it again. So your fingers under here, right? And you're going to start with your mouth open, maybe like just like a little hanging open. Yeah. And then very gently close your mouth and give yourself a little bit of pressure with your finger. And then slowly release that and allow your mouth to open and follow with that little bit of pressure until you feel that your mouth is open. And then see if you can relax in the open. How did that feel this time?
That one felt better. I felt a lot like up here that was working when I did that one.
Oh, yeah. And then did you feel things kind of calm down when you came out?
Hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's try that again. So bringing your finger to this little dimple right below your lip, your mouth starts open. And then you're going to very slowly close your mouth, give yourself just a little feedback, and then slowly let your mouth open, releasing the muscles that helped you go into this movement. You're giving yourself that little bit of feedback, still just following and allowing your mouth to open, and then relax. Good. How was it that time?
That one was a lot better, but it was really like a lot of work that the like cheeks of my face were doing, which was surprising.
Yeah, and you may be giving yourself a little bit too much load. It really doesn't need much at all. It's just the tiniest little bit of feedback. But in the beginning, we usually overdo it because we're used to working hard, right?
Yeah.
So now we're going to explore some movement of your jaw and movement of your mouth. And we're going to move in a circle, okay? But we're going to start just exploring the different kind of like a diamond shape, like the directions of the circle first, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to open your mouth down to the right. So your jaw is going to move down and over to the right and open a little. That's it. And then you're going to move all the way down to open to center. Ah, yeah. And then move your jaw up and to the left. Good. And then slowly close to center. Good. Now let's try the other way and see if it's easier or more difficult, okay? Open your mouth down to the left and then all the way open to center and then up to the right and then close to center. Which direction felt more easeful? Which direction felt more natural?
Going to the left felt more natural.
Going to the left and then around. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's what I'm going to do. If you're at home and the other way felt more natural, go the other way. But I'm going to give Amanda the, instructions. So gently open your mouth down and to the left, and then open all the way to center, and then up and to the right, and then close to center. Down and to the left, open to center, up and to the right, and then close to center. Open down and to the left, open all the way to center, then up and to the right, and then back to center and rest. Good. We'll try going the other direction now, but remember the principles. If there was a sticky space or it felt difficult, or especially for anyone who's watching who doesn't need clicking, you want to make the movement small enough that you're right before the click is going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So gently, you're going to open your mouth down and to the right, and then open to center, and then up and to the left, and then close to center. Open down and to the right, open to center, up and to the left, close to center, and rest. How did it feel those last 2 repetitions?
It felt okay by the last one. It still felt a little sticky, so I just made it smaller, and then it felt okay.
Yes, let's do it one more time. You're going to open down and to the right. Yes, open all the way to center a little bit, up and to the left, and then close to center and rest. Good. Now we're going to go back the first way that was easy, and we're going to smooth this out to make it more of a circle, okay? But we're going to keep it slow and gentle. So as you're ready, open down to the left, all the way to center, up to the right, and close. Down and to the left, open to center, up to the right, and close. Good. One more time. Open down to the left, open to center, up to the right, and close. Good. How does that feel?
That felt okay. It still feels like kind of funny with your jaw because you're so not used to, or at least I'm not used to like moving it left to right and like thinking about that. So it's kind of a funny feeling.
Yeah, it is. You're waking up certain muscles that probably were, disconnected or not really, we weren't really aware of them before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of like kind of getting a workout, but you're also, with the way that there's this slowness and that we're pausing in between the movements, you're actually releasing muscles that have been really tight too. So there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and go the other direction and see if you can make it smooth and small, especially if this is a more difficult direction.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're ready, you're going to open down and to the right a little bit, and then open to center, up and to the left, back to center, down and to the right, open to center, up and to the left, and close. One more time. Down and to the right, open to center, up to the left, and close. Good. How did that feel?
That one felt really good. I felt something in my neck relax on
Ooh,
that one.
nice. Score.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So now we're going to do some, it's like a gentle movement of your tongue that's also going to move your jaw. And I think we've actually done these before together. So you're going to bring your tongue to the outside of your 2 front teeth. And you can do this with your mouth open or closed, okay? You're going to slide your tongue across the front of your teeth all the way to the front of your back molars, and then down to the front of your bottom teeth, forward and around the front of your bottom teeth all the way to the back, and then up and around the top front of your teeth on the top side around. Good. And you got it. You're going to move in a slow circle all the way around the outsides of your teeth, gliding your tongue, and see if you can go slow enough that you actually sense and make contact with each tooth for a moment as you're gliding your tongue between the inside of your mouth and the fronts of your teeth. Going all the way to the back, and then down, and then all the way forward and around. Good. How does this feel moving in your jaw? You can pause.
It's wild how much your jaw moves when you move your tongue like that.
Yeah,
But it feels okay.
feels okay. Good. So now, if you can remember, I think you started, going to the left, which isn't surprising because that was your direction of ease, right? So now you're going to try going the other way. So now bringing your tongue to the outside of your two front teeth, glide your tongue across the fronts of your teeth to the right and then down and across the fronts of your bottom molars forward and around all the way to the other side and then up and forward and go in a circle now the other direction than the one you started with, the one that wasn't quite as natural, and just notice how this feels. You can always slow it down if there's any space that feels a little odd. Good. And then coming back to center and rest. And then just notice how your jaw and your mouth feel after those movements. What do you notice?
So that one I felt it was more like relaxing to go that way, but it was also like a weirder sensation while doing it. It felt like just not smooth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so again, you're kind of running into the pattern that you talked about at the beginning of this space being just tighter and more constricted. And so that was still showing up a little bit in this movement.
Yeah.
Let's try the opposite with your where your tongue is. Instead of your tongue being an extension, now your tongue is actually going to be like shortening a little bit. So you're going to bring your tongue to the inside of your two front teeth. And then you're going to glide your tongue across the insides of your teeth all the way to the back molars. And then from the bottom inside of your back molar all the way around to the front to the other side and then up. And so now your tongue is sliding across the backs of your teeth in a slow circle. And this is a little bit kind of more subtle movement maybe of your jaw because your tongue is now a little bit shortened by this movement. And just go whatever direction felt natural a few times. Good. And as you complete the movement you're on, just relax for a moment. Tell me, how did that feel with your tongue kind of pulled back and shortened like that?
So that one was a lot more comfortable, and I actually went to the right first on that one.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So different muscles are in different configurations. That's fascinating. So let's go the other direction now than whatever you started with. And so bringing your tongue to the inside of your two front teeth and then gliding your tongue across the insides of your teeth all the way to the back molars and then down to the bottom back side of your molar around. So we're sliding your tongue across the backs of your teeth all the way around and going slow enough that you can kind of make contact with each tooth as you pass it, that you're gliding your tongue across the inside of your teeth, feeling this kind of little shortened position of your tongue, noticing how this moves your jaw as you go in this slow circle around the backs of your teeth, gliding your tongue. Good. As you complete the movement you're on, let everything come to rest. Good. And how did that direction feel?
That one was choppier, which is so interesting because it's the exact opposite of all the other ones that we did on
Right.
the left side.
Yes, but this, all we had to do was just change whether your tongue was an extension or whether your tongue was drawn back a little bit, and then all the muscles responded differently. Human bodies are endlessly fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes. So now we're going to go back to this first movement that we looked at today with sliding your jaw to the right and to the left. Okay. And we're just going to take note of what might have shifted and changed. And I'm also going to invite you to use this same principle of giving yourself just a little bit of load, okay, with your finger. So let's start with your direction of ease, which was on the left side. So bring your finger to the left side and then sliding your jaw over to the left, using a little bit of pressure with your finger, and then follow with that pressure, bringing your jaw back to midline and then rest. Good. Try that again, sliding your jaw over to the left, giving yourself a little bit of feedback, a little bit of pressure, and then slowly bringing your jaw back to center releasing that pressure as you come back to center and relax. Good. And then take your hand down. And now we're going to try without your finger, just so we can kind of see how it is comparatively from the first time you did this. Okay. So very gently slide your jaw over to the left a little, and then carefully back to center. Good. That just looked overall like it was easier and more controlled than the first time.
I felt like I know it probably sounds really silly, but if I feel like I know where my jaw is now, where I was kind of felt like I was guessing at the beginning.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, those connections. You built some pathways and you've been utilizing them in this really specific way to refine the movement, and now you're getting more clear on how to move your body this way, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll try going to the left, and you're going to give yourself that little bit of load first. So bring your finger to the right side of your jaw now. Okay, and so the same thing here. You're going to slide your jaw to the right, off center. You're going to give yourself a little bit of load, a little bit of feedback, and then you're going to follow with that feedback as you move your jaw slowly back to center, and then just let the pressure off at the end so you can relax. Good. We'll try that again, moving your jaw off center over to the right, giving yourself just a little bit of load on that right side, slowly coming back to the center, and relax in the center. Good. And then you can bring your finger down, and you're going to try now sliding your jaw to the right, off center. That's it. And then slowly bring it back to center. Good. How did that feel that time?
Way better. It was not very pleasant at first, but it feels way better.
Oh, okay. Like, if you compare it to the first time you did it, it was like, whoa, that's not really comfortable. And now this time it was much more comfortable.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's do it again just to kind of reinforce that. Okay. So very gently, you're going to slide your jaw over to the right, off center a little bit, and then slowly bring your jaw back to center and relax your face. Good. And then now let's do just a little bit of opening and closing without that pressure that you practiced before, just to kind of open and close, because we do a lot of that, right, when we talk. Mm-hmm. Let's just refine that by going really slow. So why don't you start with your mouth open, and then slowly close your mouth, and see if you can sense the muscles that close your mouth, and then release them by letting your mouth come back open. And then rest. Good. Try that one more time. Your mouth is open to start. And then you're going to slowly close your mouth. See if you can sense what muscles engage to help you do that. And then really slowly let your mouth come back open again. And then relax. Good. And now we're going to do a little bit of opening, okay, as the contraction, and the release is going to be closing, okay? So you start with your mouth closed, and then begin to slowly open your mouth. There's different muscles that are used here to open your mouth, and then slowly close your mouth. See if you can get in touch with the muscles that are releasing as you close, and then rest. And we'll try that again. Opening your mouth slowly, noticing maybe you feel that right at the ball of your jaw on either side. Slowly close, and then rest. How did it feel opening and closing really slowly like that?
So starting open and then closing, it was honestly kind of hard to tell what was working, but it felt a lot more noticeable when we did it the opposite direction.
Okay, yes, you could feel those muscles more clearly. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. We're going to now do some closing, and for anybody who like grinds your teeth at night or has this habit of like biting down when you get stressed, this will be a really great one to incorporate into your practices, whatever they are, whether you have like a meditation practice or you have things that you do to calm yourself when you're feeling stressed. This is a great one. Any of these movements actually are great, but this one particularly. You're going to bring your teeth together. So you're going to gently bring your teeth together, Okay. And already, as you bring your teeth together, you might notice muscles engaging, right?
Mhm.
Then you're going to very, very softly, softly bite down a little bit. And then you're going to slowly, slowly release that and allow your teeth to separate away from each other in your mouth and rest. How did that feel?
Um, that felt like something I do all the time. So it felt good. It felt like a lot of stuff let go. But it immediately felt like my body knew, like I could feel every muscle that was engaging because it's a really familiar movement.
Yes. Yes. And I wanted to make sure that you were more relaxed, that we've done all these other movements beforehand so that when you bite down, you're not just like turning everything on, right? Because we
Mhm.
can do that. And that's what we often are doing when we're stressed and we're biting down. We like everything gets turned on and then it stays on,
Mhm.
right? Until
Yeah.
we get down regulated, maybe hot bath, go to the spa, get a massage. There's all these ways we can down regulate, but we can also just turn off the tension with these very specific ways of moving that we're practicing right now. So
Mhm.
try that again. Bring your teeth gently together. So just exploring that space of your bite as you line up your teeth and bring it together, and then gently bite down a little bit and notice what lights up, what engages. And then really slow, slow, let your bite soften. Let your teeth come away from each other slowly and let that clenching relax completely. Good. How was it that time?
It's very interesting how much I feel it like in my shoulders. Like not necessarily so much the muscles, more so I just feel like I like moved my shoulders down a little bit. Like I let more than just my jaw go on
Oh,
that
you
one.
probably did, especially since you've been doing, the full body work with me. Your body's really tuned into this technique. And so when you release, every time you release anything, including your jaw, but anywhere else, it's always a full body release, right?
Mhm.
But like it takes practice to get to the point where you can actually feel that, right? On a deeper level. So that's a beautiful reflection. Thank you. We're going to do that again. Okay. And let's actually actively bring your shoulders into it this time, which is kind of fun, okay? So as you bite down, so listen first, we'll just describe it. As you bite down, you're going to very slightly shrug your shoulders a little bit, which is another stress position in our bodies. Biting down and shrugging our shoulders is what we often do when we're, bracing for impact of some kind, in the stresses of life.
Mhm.
So bring your teeth together, line them up, and then very softly begin to bite down. And as you do, bring your shoulders a little bit up towards your ears. Maybe that feels kind of familiar. And then really, really slowly, as you release the bite, let your shoulders come down with gravity and just see how much can you let your mouth relax and your shoulders relax and then rest. What was it like that time?
Definitely like a lot more relaxed. And I even felt like my forehead relaxed on that one. But you're right, like it's such a familiar like movement and feeling to be in. So it definitely felt a lot more relaxing.
Yes. So we're going into these micro stress patterns because usually they're happening on a micro level and we don't even notice them. We only notice them when we're starting to have pain,
Mhm.
right? Or when there's something really dramatic that happens, we might notice it. But we're practicing it micro so we can undo it, so we can undo the stress pattern. So let's try that one more time. So you can bring your teeth together inside your mouth, lining up your jaw, and then very softly, gradually begin to bite down. And as you do, very gently shrug your shoulders a little bit up towards your ears, feeling that, maybe worry position or frustration. And then super, super slow, soften your jaw, soften your teeth away from each other, and slowly bring your shoulders down with gravity. Keep releasing until you feel that you've come all the way out of the movement that you went into, these little micro movements, and then relax. Good. What did you experience that time?
So that time I felt how much my abdomen engaged when I shrugged. So not only did I feel this, but then I also almost felt like I was like bending forward a little bit too. So I felt that let go.
Oh, beautiful. Yes. So you were getting in touch here with what we call in somatics the red light pattern, which is a fear response, and it shortens the whole front side of our bodies. Our belly goes in and cramps tight, right, when we're afraid and we're, protecting ourselves,
Mhm.
right? So there's these little micro versions of that that can go on and that you got to release in just this little jaw clenching shoulder movement. That's beautiful. If we
Yeah.
were doing a full body session right now, we'd just like keep exploring all that and adding these together, as you know,
Yeah.
and keep releasing more and more. But today we're going to stay focused on your jaw, okay, just for everyone who's here. So now I want to ask you, after all of this movement and stuff that we've been doing with your jaw, how does your jaw feel right now compared to when we started?
It feels honestly really different because as I know we've discussed it a lot, but with the tension that I feel on the right side, I often feel it underneath my eye and like over my eye. And it feels like a lot, if not all of that, has really let go. So I only have like a little bit residual like tension left on the right side, but what kind of feels like a hand holding my face, like that's gone.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that there's this kind of like grip that comes over on the right side, and you don't feel that right now. You feel like that's dissipated a lot
Yeah.
from these tiny movements. Oh, that's so
Hmm.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
No, our nervous systems are very sensitive, and we can actually make huge changes in our physiology from really small amounts of input. And so, yeah, if anybody watching here today wants to go back and do the video again, we're working on releasing your jaw, and then we're also let's just do a little bit of head movement here at the end to kind of integrate things fully, okay?
Mhm.
And for anyone who just joined, try to go very small and gentle with these movements, and just see if you can do tiny, tiny versions. Because in the beginning, we always end up doing like big movements because that's what we're used to doing. So, Amanda, the first thing we're going to do here is you're just going to tilt your chin up towards the ceiling a little bit. It's a small movement. Just start lifting your chin, and maybe you can sense that there's muscles at the back of your neck that shorten the back of your neck here to do this movement. And then really, really slowly bring your chin back to level, taking your time, really slow, slow, slow. Find level and rest. Good. Let's try that with a breath cue. Okay, so as you inhale, lift your chin. On the inhale, chin up a little bit, feeling that shortening at the back of your neck. And then maybe on a long exhale, slowly, slowly come back to neutral. It's not so much pulling your chin down as just gently guiding yourself out of that shortness that you created on the back side. Find neutral and rest. Good. We're going to try going the other way now, and we're going to do it on an exhale. So taking an inhale, as you exhale, tuck your chin down a little bit towards your chest on the exhale. And then on an inhale, you're going to slowly rise your chin back to level and then rest in your neutral position. How did that feel? Which one was easier?
So it was easier to go down. Um, yeah, it was easier to go down, but it wasn't hard to tilt it up. It just was a little bit easier to go down.
Okay, yeah. Let's go down again a couple times then, since that was the easy way. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, tuck your chin down a little bit. Maybe you can feel this kind of front side pattern that we talked about engaging a little bit here. Maybe your belly engages. And then slowly on an inhale, bring your chin very slowly back up to neutral. Notice what you're getting to let go of, maybe in your throat or your neck, and rest. Good. Let's try that one more time. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, tuck your chin down a little bit towards your chest. You can feel muscles in the front of your throat, maybe even down the front of your body engaging to do this. Super, super slow as you can. Bring your chin back to level and find that level space and rest there. Good. What did you experience on those last two repetitions?
I noticed that my hip flexors wanted to wanted to join the party as they usually do, but I really felt a lot more like little stuff engaging on the whole front side of my body the more we were doing it, and then the more like length I found throughout
Oh,
just from moving my chin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you started to feel some of that lengthening that that goes all the way down the front of your body as you brought your chin back to level. That's so
Mhm.
cool.
I know. Yeah.
Now we're going to do tilting. Okay, we're going to do some lateral movement. Okay, and there's probably a direction of ease we can discover here too. So the lateral movement here is going to be tilting your head like your ear is coming towards your shoulder. And it's a small movement. And if anybody who's watching tries this and you have any pain as a result of doing this or tension, the thing to do here is to move more tiny and more gentle. Okay. And the same is true for you, Amanda. So let's see what the direction of ease is. Maybe you already have an idea. Tilt your head
Yeah.
a little bit to the left. That's it. There's a shortness you're creating on the left, and then super slow, come back to center and rest in center. And then try it to the right. Tilt your ear a little bit over to the right. Notice the difference between the right and left. And then slowly, slowly bring your head back to center and rest. Which direction was easier?
Going to the left, but it was interesting because I always have like a fear of going to the right because of pain. And there was no pain or sticky or anything like that. It was definitely a little bit more resistant, but it wasn't painful, which was surprising.
But you did experience a little bit of that apprehension, that kind of fear of, am I going to have pain? Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. There's a lot of that, especially when we've had pain for a long time, that we kind of like expect it. And then, when it's not there, we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to go the direction of ease. We're going to go the easy way a few more times. Okay. So as you're ready, gently tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder. And then super slow, you're coming out of that little bit of shortness on the left. Feel that kind of lengthening out and rising up. Good. When you're back in center, relax a moment, and we'll try that again. Tilt your head a little bit over to the left ear towards your left shoulder. And then nice and slow, rising back up, bringing your head back to center and relax. Good. Let's try going the other way. So as you're ready, you're going to tilt a little bit to the right. Oh, wow, there's already more range of motion. Slowly, slowly coming back up and rest. Is that okay?
Hmm.
There was already more movement that I noticed. You already went a little bit more easily to that side.
Yeah, so I think part of it was just that like worry of it
And
hurting.
then you saw that it wasn't going to hurt and it was okay to do it.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Cool. So we'll do it again, maybe one more time here. Gently tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder, or sorry, your right ear. It's going to go to the right ear. There you go. And then slowly, slowly coming back up and rest. How did that feel the third repetition?
That felt good.
Good. Great. We're going to end here with just some gentle turning of your head slowly from side to side, okay? So as you're ready, you're going to turn your head gently to the left, nose pointing to the left. Nice and slow, coming back to center. Notice the quality of the movement as you come back to center. And then super slow, turning your head to the left now. And just notice, sorry, to the right. My screen is throwing me off. Turning your head to the right. And then slowly, slowly back to center. And then go just from side to side very slowly a couple times more. And just notice, is the range of motion different? Is it like more space on one side? And not trying to push and make them the same, but just honor their differences, the difference between the right and the left. So maybe it's easy to turn further to one side. And when you go to the other side, maybe it's a little more difficult, and just being a little easier on that space where it's difficult, going a little more gently. Good. Maybe one or two more times, both directions, noticing the quality of the movement as you do these little gentle turns of your head. Great. Back to center. And then keeping your eyes closed, sense in, swallow once or twice, and just remind your mouth and jaw to relax. And then notice how things feel compared to when we started. What did you notice?
Well, one of the biggest things is that I feel like I know where my face is, which I know is always kind of a like funny thing to say, but you know, like I don't ever really think about that, like where my jaw is, where my face is, where my tongue is. So, I always like being able to feel like I'm like occupying a space in my body after doing these movements. And then it just feels more even too. Like I always tend to feel like my jaw is a little bit off or a little bit like one way or the other. And it just feels more even.
Awesome. Yes. So you literally did build more neural pathways to experience and inhabit and embody. It was the word that you used, occupy your face. You're more in your face right now. And if you practice these movements, when you feel tension or tightness, because some of that tension and tightness is what we call sensory motor amnesia. The part of your brain that is connecting, to the muscle it's happening automatically. It's happening unconsciously. And so we've forgotten how to move in these ways that are outside those unconscious patterns, that tightness on the right, or the grinding of our teeth. Those things are happening and they're running the show. And if we want to reprogram things, we can do that by doing these really small, gentle little adjustments and not pushing into any discomfort, right? We want to go with what feels easy because that's what the pattern is. And the easiest way to undo your pattern is to go with it consciously and then come out of it consciously. If you think of any kind of pattern in life that you want to change and shift, the first step is, realizing the pattern and then doing it on purpose. and,
Yeah.
and noticing yourself while you do it on purpose, and then come out of it on purpose, and then you repeat that, right? Like whatever, when I was quitting smoking, it was like that. I had to, like, because it was such a habit, I would just be like, oh, I'm smoking all of a sudden. How did that happen? I didn't even think about it. I just had a cigarette all of a sudden. But I had to become aware and go, I don't want to smoke anymore. I want this to change, right? And then do it on purpose. Be like, I'm smoking right now, but this is the last cigarette in the pack. And the whole process. So this is really fundamental. This is how we make changes in our lives, is through small, continuous adjustments, right?
Yeah. It's so funny that you say the smoking thing because it's true. Because it's like when you're not thinking about it, you're like, wait, where did they all go? Who did that? Because you don't realize it's you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so
I
much of what we do is unconscious, and there's a blessing to that. Like, it's like if we had to be like conscious and aware, like if I had to like be conscious and aware of every movement that I was making with my mouth all the time, like that would be like a full-time job and it would be so exhausting, right?
understand.
But when you want to make a change, when you want to refine and reorganize your movement, then you have to slow down. Just like if you want to change a habit, you have to slow down and pay attention for a concentrated period of time, like this little bit of time that we spent together doing this jaw work. And then after you've practiced this, right, then you can just go about your day and move your mouth and you don't have to think about it. But there's changes that you've made, which you may notice throughout the rest of the day too. So,
Awesome.
yay. Any feedback for the lesson today? Like things that you discovered or want to add?
I mean, just it's really interesting how much work it is to move your face. And I know we always hear the like it takes however many muscles to smile and whatever thing that we hear, but it was very interesting to observe just like how much has to happen to do such little movements in my face because I feel like I am much more aware of it in other parts of my body. So that was my biggest takeaway is like, wow, it takes a lot of work to move my jaw like half an inch.
Oh, yeah. No, these muscles in our face and our jaw are like some of the strongest muscles in our entire body. Like our bite is ferocious, actually. We can really like, crush things with our jaws if we needed to. There's like a lot of muscles that have a lot of power right here in our skull and jaw and face. So, thank you so much for doing this lesson with me today. It's been an absolute dream to have you in the program. You've come a really long way in developing your personal practice and applying these lessons, and I just love the results that you're getting.
Me
Yeah. Do you want to
too.
tell everybody about the amazing results that you feel like you're getting if you want to? Uh, they could be physical or non-physical. It's all physical, really. Life happens in our bodies, right?
Yeah. I don't even know where to start. I mean, there's so many different things. Like I feel like I have been able to just grow as a human because I'm not in pain all the time. I have the biggest takeaway, I guess, would be like I legitimately have more energy because I don't feel like I have these constant up and downs, and I'm not like fearful of how my body is going to feel like day to day. Like I feel like I just have this like everything's going to be okay. Even if it's not okay, I have these tools to fix it. And it just feels just, I don't know, everything just feels a lot easier. And so when stress and everything comes at me, like I feel like I just have all these ways to address it. And I've been able to move things like emotions and concerns and worries like through my body as it's learning to relax. So
That's so
it's
beautiful.
amazing.
Yes, it is. It's amazing. And what you said before about being able to like actually be capable to take care of your own pain and address your own pain in a constructive way on like a very physical level. I mean, that's so empowering because that's how I feel about it too. Like I feel like I was so confused and frustrated for a long time trying to fix my body and like fix what was going wrong. And I didn't have like a practical thing to do. I kind of was looking everywhere to what was going to do this. Do I need to lay on this rubber ball for 45 minutes? Do I need to go have
Yeah.
someone like beat me up in a massage? Do I need to go like meditate on a mountain for like 25 days and like fast and starve myself? Like, what is it I need to do to find some relief? And it ended up being like these funny, small, almost nothing kinds of movements that are actually super calming to my system and help to, as you know, decontract the muscles that have gotten really, really tight in our bodies.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. It's like I did everything I possibly could to the most extreme to avoid being present and doing something gentle inside my body. And what was the thing that worked? The gentle thing,
The
you
gentle
know?
thing, being present and gentle. Yes. Oh man. Yeah. And it's uncomfortable at first because we're not taught how to be with ourselves in that kind of level of intimacy a lot. We're sort of trained early on to avoid that level of intimacy with ourselves. And so there's a huge process of building trust with our own bodies that we go through with this somatic process. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like going into it, it was 1,000 times less scary to me to like do a handstand on, unstable ground because you're really not in your body a lot of time, or at least I wasn't, to do those like big extreme things. And it felt honestly more extreme to be present and alone in my body, so to speak, because that was something I had avoided so many times. And by doing so many physical things, ironically, asking my body to do all these things, but not wanting to spend time with it. So it definitely was scary.
Yeah. Oh, but just, you've come so far, and I'm so
Yeah.
impressed with just what this is going to open up for you in your life. I know it already has opened up a number of things for you,
Yeah.
and just, yeah, can't wait to see what Amanda does because you're only halfway through the program right now. So we're
I know,
stepping
which is
to,
crazy.
yeah, we're stepping out of the immersive period, and now you're going to go into the support period, and this is where you get to just kind of be a bit more on your own with this practice, but still have the group container to support you and the energy, to keep these changes going.
Keep me honest. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's just such a treasure to get to work with you. And for anybody who's watching, the next round of my 6-month immersive somatic program is going to start on March 18th. So it's coming up. And I'm accepting applications right now for the next round. It's for people who are really ready to learn how to release their muscular tension and come out of the pain that they've been accumulating their whole lives. Right. We also have a really beautiful somatic food conversation for you to just explore applying the new awareness in your body and this new developing body intelligence to what you're consuming so that you can follow your highest truth and wisdom about what you eat. In addition, we also, the third month, go into somatic yoga a little bit. We touch on the neurophysiology of movement so that you can understand like why certain things have been happening in your body, and that there are really practical ways to address those things so that you can avoid injury, unnecessary injury, in your physical activities.
Yeah. It's amazing. I definitely recommend it. And for me, I would like, just if anyone's on the fence about it, like there's all the amazing physical benefits and everything that you can think of when it comes to that. But like just being present, if you're someone like me who was very detached from like day-to-day stuff because I was always doing whatever, like being present is just fascinating. And it just to have the opportunity to be able to feel that is just such a gift from the program.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody who is watching. If you just joined, go ahead and watch from the beginning because you're going to get a whole neck, like jaw release today. And maybe some other parts of your body will release too. Like Amanda had some unexpected releases in her abdomen and her shoulders, right? So, and also if you watch and let me know what you experienced, I would love to know. If you can say, hey, that part was really hard for me, or that was confusing. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys have on the comment feed or in my DMs. So great. What are you going to do the rest of the day, Amanda?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna go back and paint walls in our house and go buy tile and go back to doing life, but I get to do it a little more relaxed. So,
Wonderful.
thank you.
Yay. Okay. All right. Bye. I'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye.